So, Mr. President, I know that you received the vaccine. Mrs. Trump also got the vaccine. Would you recommend to our audience that they get the vaccine then?
I would. I would recommend it, and I would recommend it to a lot of people that don't want to get it, and a lot of those people voted for me, frankly.
Never let them forget this was us. We did this, and the distribution is moving along according to our plan, and it's moving along really well. Remember, we took care of a lot of people, including, I guess, on December 21st, we took care of Joe Biden because he got his shot. He got his vaccine. He forgot. It shows you how unpainful that vaccine shot is. So everybody go get your shot. He forgot, so it wasn't very traumatic, obviously, but he got his shot. And it's good that he got his shot.
It's a great vaccine. It's a safe vaccine, and it's something that works. And it works incredibly well, 95%, maybe even more than that. It works incredibly well. And it's really saving our country, and it's saving, frankly, the world.
These Trump supporters might not be aware that Trump said, everybody go get your shot at the recent CPAC convention. And they might not be aware that he and Melania got their shot and that he recommends getting a shot. That was on Fox News after this focus group. Trump's recommendation may or may not sway Trump voters to get the vaccine. The Trump voters in this focus group said what was most important to them was doctors recommending the vaccine.
Dr. Frieden, I'm going to go to you now because Doug says he wants facts. Let's go. Give him 4 or 5 facts and let's see if you can move them right now.
1. If you get infected with the virus, it will go all over your body and stay there for at least a week and be much more likely to cause you long-term problems than the vaccine. 2, if you get the vaccine, it will prime your immune system, but then the vaccine is gone. It will not be with you anymore. 3, more than 95% of the doctors who've been offered this vaccine have gotten it as soon as they can. 4, the more we vaccinate, the faster we can get back to growing our economy and getting jobs. And 5, if people get vaccinated, we're going to save at least 100,000 lives of Americans who would otherwise be killed by COVID.
Okay, I want a show of hands. How many of you would say that those 5 facts are impactful to you? Raise your hands if they're impactful.
Impactful. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of you.
Well, I think what I'd say to you is talk about 3 different experiences that I've had with COVID. And the point I want to try to make is how random it is. And you can hear that from the conversations I've heard today. As Patrick saying he had a cold for 3 days and didn't really feel all that badly. You all know how I got it. I went into what was supposed to be the safest place in America, the White House. And I went and I got tested every day as I walked in. I brought to the Eisenhower building, swabbed, had to wait there for the test results to come back. If they came back negative, which they did every day that I was there, in the 4 days leading up to the first presidential debate, I could then go into the West Wing. And there were 7 people in the map room at the White House for about 16 hours over 4 days together. And of those 7 people, 6 of them got COVID in the place that was the safest, most tested place in America. And the only person who was in that room who did debate prep with us, with the president, who didn't get COVID in the immediate aftermath of the first presidential debate was Jason Miller, who was one of the president's campaign aides. Why he didn't get it, I have no idea why he didn't get it. And I got it, and Hope Hicks got it, and Kellyanne Conway got it, and the president got it, Bill Stepien got it, and Stephen Miller. All of us got it. All of us got it at a bit of a different time, and all of us got it at a bit of a different severity. And by randomness, I mean I was the sickest of everybody and had the longest hospitalization. The next sickest person was the president. But the next sickest person after that was Hope Hicks, who was the youngest and most fit person in that room. Someone who, ran 4 to 5 miles every day, in her early 30s, and was the most fit. She was out of it for a good 10 days and never had to be hospitalized, but called me during it and told me it was the sickest she'd ever been. two other people in my family. A 64-year-old cousin who was a smoker. And so she had some potential problem, got it, felt okay in the beginning, wound up hospitalized. Her husband, 63, no pre-existing conditions, great shape. In fact, was still working every day as an active longshoreman on the docks in New Jersey. He got sick as well, caught it presumably from his wife. They both wound up being hospitalized, and 2 weeks ago, they both passed away.
How has your opinion changed about the vaccine, if at all? How likely were you to get it when you started this session 2 hours ago? And how likely you are now? And please, I want to know the moment if your opinion changed. I want to know the one fact, the one story, the one reason why your opinion may be different now than what it was 1 hour or 2 hours ago. So Jen from Iowa, I'm going to start with you.
So I think my opinion has changed. Before I would have said I was in the middle of the fence on whether or not I would get the vaccination. And now I'm leaning a little more towards getting the vaccination. So I probably went from a 5 out of 10 to maybe a 7 out of 10 towards leaning that way. For me, I think the most impactful part was just listening to Dr. Friedman? Sorry. Talk about some of the logistics and like when they were making the vaccine and some of the background information on it that I don't believe had been shared enough with us as Americans. And for me, that was probably the biggest turning point for me.
I would say I was probably 80% against when this started today. Now I'm probably 50-50-ish. Between the numbers that Dr. Friedman gave and honestly the story that Governor Christie gave about a healthy adult that ended up passing away from it, it really has made me think a little bit.
I would say I was 50-50 when we started. I'm maybe 75 in favor now of getting it, only if it means I can get into the nursing home to see my mother. That would probably push me a lot quicker. I like the doctors. I like the medical situation when they give us the facts and talk to us without any politics involved. I think that helps me see that my bias was probably with the political side of it, getting involved and just separating the medical side of it. If I can look just at the medical and health side of it, I'm much better off than when they mix politics in with it.